Well, to share something here, as many of you know, I went to the Amberley Museum on the 9th of February of 2025, but this video here to show, this one shows the Imagery Picture View slideshow featuring the incredible enchantment, featuring all the wonderful things to see at the Amberley Museum itself. It is one place, I've now got an annual membership to go, and so that means if you've got an annual membership, you have to renew it once a year. Although there is the possibility for one to purchase a life membership, but you'd have to pay considerably more than you otherwise would do to pay for just a once annual membership there. But the incredible enchantment and the captivated values of going to Amberley Museum itself, it brings alive history from the past. Really brings to life what life was like from the past when you see the older exhibits when one goes. From decades ago I'm talking about, and it really brings alive the true values of history, and of course and vintage values it represents, Amberley Museum itself. And it's well worth going to, would I say so? Oh, it most certainly is well worth going to Amberley Museum itself. I, for one, would indeed go back there again, big time, without questionable doubt. And, an Amberley Museum, they generally also host events. They host once annual events, or events on over a 2-day weekend period. And I'm going to be going to some more Amberley Museum events over the course of 2025. And there's one person you could well and truly thank for introducing me to the Amberley Museum itself, Jonathan Clements. His inspiration was what drove me into going. So I thank Jonathan for it. And in case you didn't know, Jonathan, if you are watching this very video itself, the Amberley Museum, they're hosting an organ event on Easter Monday of 2025. And in case you didn't realise or know about it, I thought I'd tell you anyway, but I can't go to the spring bus event because it coincides with another bus rally event that I'm going to. So I can't make the Amberley Museum spring bus rally event. But I can, on the other hand, I don't know yet, I can't say for certain because it's months away, many, many months away from now. I'm still very, very much hoping to go to the Amberley Museum autumn bus rally event, but it's a shame I can't go to the spring bus rally event, but I'll be going to, I'm aiming to go to quite a good few Amberley Museum events for 2025, that is, and beyond. And it's also going to be one of my places to visit if I've seldom got any plans throughout the latterly part of autumn and winter months. It'll give me a place to go to, Amberley Museum, so I well and truly thank you. I thank you greatly, Jonathan, for introducing me to the Amberley Museum itself. Thank you. Thank you most sincerely, greatly indeed. And, so yes. Even though many of you live quite far away in certain parts, for those of you who are based in the United Kingdom, up and down the length and breadth of it in its entirety, I do know it's not going to be a place for you to get there so easily. But I'm happy that my content will give you a chance to see it. But of course, if ever one day one of you felt like heading down to the Sussex counties for a holiday or so, it would have to be like a week-long stay or a good 3-4 night stay or so, I would recommend Amberley Museum most certainly. I would certainly recommend it. And those of you who are Sussex residents, Amberley Museum, since it wouldn't be too far from your reach of locality, I'd definitely recommend getting a membership. But I'd leave it to one's individual, discretionary, individual decisions and all that. But Amberley Museum, wonderful. Just well and truly wonderful to go to. And certainly, without further ado, let's see this very Imagery slideshow video featuring Amberley Museum itself rolling into action. I wouldn't change, and I certainly do not look back, let alone from when I first went to Amberley Museum back on the 22nd of September 2024, at the time of the Amberley Museum Autumn Bus Rally event. Jonathan attended it as well, so it was both of us who attended. But I think it's not just the Amberley Autumn Bus Rally event we've got in our sights. I think Jonathan and I have got many more Amberley Museum events to go to throughout the length and breadth and calendar year of 2025, for sure. Amberley Museum does close after Christmas for about 3.5 weeks, and it opens up in January. And from January to February, they have they only open for a certain amount of time. They only open, I think, on weekends and on a Wednesday, and then it opens once again 5 days a week from February up to November. And they do open on bank holiday Mondays if there's a special event going on and all that. So it's a fantastic museum to go to. A very, very fun, fantastic and enchanted museum in every way. And I'm certainly looking forward to going back to Amberley Museum for whenever that be. When am I next going to be going to Amberley Museum? It could be sooner than you think. Thank you all most sincerely, kindly for watching this very video itself. Please let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments down below. Amberley Museum, I would certainly recommend it. And for those of you located abroad in the United States of America and Canada, and anywhere up and down around the world, if you're ever thinking about going on holiday to England in the United Kingdom, I would certainly recommend the Point of Interest Amberley Museum. But I'm so surprised it's not a famously prominent point of interest for tourists in the United Kingdom or in England, let alone in England itself. You know, I really do think it should be a popular, prominent point of interest for one to go to, or for one to know, at least one to know about and all that. I certainly think so. And hopefully, one day in the future, or hopefully if it's possible for 2025, let's make it happen that Amberley Museum becomes a popular, prominent point of interest for tourists, not just domestic UK residents, but for also abroad global tourists to know about this place, so that it can increase its popularity by a several-fold increase. I'm seriously hoping that happens, but we shall see. We shall see. It's possible that it can happen. Anything is possible in places that represent and brings alive the values of all things heritage and vintage. Thank you all most sincerely, kindly for watching, and please let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments down below. But a big, big thank you, utmost and foremost, and the forthright, strong grip of the point. Thank you, big, big thank you, Jonathan, for recommending the Amberley Museum itself to me. And it's because of you I eventually decided to purchase a membership, an annually held membership, so that I can just go however often I want to for the remainder of 2025, and for how long it's open throughout the remainder of 2025. Thank you all sincerely, kindly for watching, and here is to more Amberley Museum visits for 2025.